Foodie crew, today we're making my Rustic Salmon Wellington. Flaky, buttery, and packed with flavor. Watch, like, and subscribe for more. So I'm sifting 2 cups of flour for a pastry. And then I'm going in with a half a teaspoon of sea salt and half a cup of cold butter. And we're going to cut that right in. And with clean hands, of course. Then I'm going in with a half a cup of water, and I've added a half a teaspoon of vinegar to that. And I find that creates magic to my pastry. I find a little bit of vinegar does something magical to my pastry. Let's just mix that in and form that into a ball. And we're going to wrap that away in cling film for as long as possible. Overnight is best. I did mine for a couple of hours. This pastry loves cold. Now here I'm using 600 grams of salmon fillet. And I'm washed up with lime and vinegar and dried. Now let's combine 1 teaspoon of mushroom seasoning, 1 teaspoon of all-purpose, and a teaspoon of mango seasoning, mango pepper seasonings. So delicious. And we drizzle on some olive oil and slather on that seasoning powder. And this mix works excellently. So awesome. So we're going to rub that in. All of it. Yes, all of it. Then let that marinate in the fridge for a couple of hours. Now let's use here some asparagus and some carrots that will accompany our salmon dish. No carbs today, apart from the pastry, and that's enough for now. Let's heat our pan and add 3 cloves of crushed garlic to infuse that into some melted butter. Then we're gonna go in with some onions, and the full recipe will be in the description box. And a tablespoon of flour thickener, or you can use arrowroot or flour and mix that in. It's going to be the base for our spinach, just to hold it together and create that bond for all the onions, garlic, and the spinach to go into our pastry. We're also going to need that chilled because pastry loves cold. Going to need some lemon juice. A half of a lemon juice will do. Let's avoid those seeds. Mix that in. A little bit of salt, and we're going to leave that there. Keep it nice and cold, preferably in the fridge. Now let's roll out our pastry. And thank you for joining me today for the crew. You are most welcome. And if you're new here, thank you so much for joining our foodie crew today. You are most welcome to join our foodie family. And we are going to do this about 3 times. Fold, roll, fold, and roll again, times 3. Well, that's where we get our nice, beautiful flakes. And I can tell you, this pastry was awesome. Now after bonding that pastry so well and gather all those beautiful flakes as you bite in, we're going to cut the pastry out into a nice square shape, enough to fit our salmon and pastry mix and the mix that will slather on top. And I've added some cream cheese, 4 tablespoons cream cheese on top of the spinach, and mix that in and then slather it onto the salmon. Make sure that is very cold. You want everything nice and cold. That's the secret. Then just press along rustically the sides. And then I'm just gonna do my little magic twist around. So first I seal with the fingers by pressing down right all around the pastry. And then I do my little twist design that goes all the way around just to knot it right in. Oh yes. And then we're going to put it onto greaseproof paper into my glass Pyrex here. Brush on some egg wash. That's just a mixture of the egg and a little water. And beat that. And then we're going to do a couple of slits. Yes. And then it's going to go into the oven, a hot oven, preheated for 35 minutes at 160 degrees. And after that, here we are, beautiful golden, and I can tell you, the flaky pastry was so delicious. You just have to try this recipe. I served up with some steamed carrots and asparagus and a delicious creamy basil sauce. So awesome. I hope you like this recipe today, and if you do, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.